But like I said, if you think Tech literally tried to bring everybody from his neighbor, he brought all the Bloods with him. He brought all the Road Dogs, Big Scoob, Snug, Scatterman, Snug Brim, BG Bullet Wound, Cut Calhoun, all these niggas Bloods.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
I appreciate it. I want to talk to you about Tech N9ne.
Okay.
That's we come down here to show Tech N9ne love because I always said I'm coming down here. I'm gonna get Tech. I gotta ask you, how did you even meet Tech N9ne the first time?
Man, I met Tech probably 30 plus years ago. You know what I mean? Tech has always been a phenomenal talent. He started off as a break dancer. Tech is one of one, you know what I mean? And when we met, because like I said, to my point, Tech is older than me.
Of course.
See, all my peers, all my rapping peers from the 90s are all older than me. They're all 3 to 4 or 5 years older, which when you think about it is a big gap when you're younger. You know what I mean? So Tech was, he's always been who he is. And like I said, Tech is from the blood side.
Okay.
Tech and Juan and Black Walt, they're all from the blood side, the 5'5", 5'7", the Road Dogs from the 50s. Where y'all came in the 40s was all, was the Crip side. So that didn't really matter for real, but I always admired Tech because he never quit. He never stopped. He's had so many false starts. Tech had hooked up with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis with Perspective Records in the early 90s. This is before any of us.
Yeah, I seen your interview. I watched your interview. It was a dope interview, even though it was virtual.
Thank you.
That was annoying to me.
It was. That's why I never done it again.
Yeah, but
we don't like virtual.
But it was dope. The questions you never. I seen him. And you were so excited in the interview. You could tell it was so organic. And then I tell you that, and I was like, man, that's the one right there.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been like in studio. You was in studio, and he was on virtual, but he was giving you everything, man.
Because the history is rich, and him coming, just watching him persevere. See, people see the millions and they see everything now, but you don't see the by the time, Strange really got popping, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago. So you didn't see the 25 years that he put in before he got to now. The false starts, the J-Core deal, the MSC deal, the Fontana situation, all these things, and then dealing with, rest in peace to the homie Diamond Shields, having to navigate that with Travis O'Gwen and figuring out all that. Then, trying to bring his homies along too. He, Tech put on, he brought on Big Scoob and Snug Brim and, these guys, he looked out for the Bloods, you know what I mean? He did. And so in the Road Dogs, Road Dogs had a couple summers where they dominated down here.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so, and I said it out loud, Tech really did look out for the Bloods. You know what I mean? He did. So what he's been able to do, and then, I didn't even mention it to you, but I did a whole expose at Strange yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw you posted something about it because I saw all those cars in the background.
That was all Travis O'Gwen, the CEO president of Strange, Tech's partner. I spent 9 hours over there. I interviewed him and I took a tour of all their 5 buildings.
Really?
Yeah, state-of-the-art studio. So when it makes me proud because we never had nothing like that here. You know what I mean? Like Strange is a powerhouse. It's one of the most successful independent labels. And when you understand the record industry, like I was telling my partner Derek, they're completely and 100% autonomous. A lot of these labels, not shitting on them, but if you look at Yo Gotti and you look at Gucci Mane, you look at Cash Money, they have a machine behind them. They have budgets behind them, right? Strange is autonomous. They have no big brother. So when you see everything that they're doing, it's them doing it.
Wow.
There's not a budget fronted to them and then recouped. You see what I'm saying? So when you see these 5 buildings that they have, when you see, the 10 million in cars, you see the state-of-the-art studios, and it's right here in Kansas City. They didn't move it nowhere else.
That's hard.
So, that.
So is that just a showroom that he has with all those cars? Why he has all those cars?
That's one.
Because you said 5 buildings. What does he have in all 5 buildings?
Okay, so you have
Strange. I don't think I'm going to make it through 5 buildings.
You have Strange Music, right? Then you have Strange Land.
What is in Strange Land?
Strange Land might be, so Strange Music is where
studios and stuff.
No, that's where the offices are, and they have the receiving. No, they have like the merch. They have a big ass warehouse for merch.
Okay,
I'm talking about a big one, right?
Right.
And then they have Strange land. And that might be where the studios are. They have They have several state of the art studios in there.
Okay.
Strange Box is where the cars are stored.
Okay.
And you have then it's another Strange. I don't remember.
And those are
all
both of their cars there?
No,
Whose
those are
cars
Trav's.
Those are all his cars.
He's got 10 million in cars.
He liked them cars.
Yeah, he got 10 million.
That's not Tech's thing.
No, Tech is not flashy at all. Tech probably sitting on $20 million, and Tech gonna have on a khaki suit. He's gonna look like a blood. You know what I mean? He's gonna have on a khaki suit, a red shirt. You know what I'm saying?
He's just chilling.
He's chilling. That's Tech. He's not flashy at all, but he got that cake.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. So
and then what else? So the cars.
Strange Box is the cars, but then the other Strange was where they print their own merch. Right. And they got the big old thing then there's another Strange, I forgot the name, where it's a state of the art sound stage.
For performing.
Yeah, and they got the green screen, they got all the lights,
the music videos and stuff.
And they have people like Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga and Rick Ross, and people come.
They come there.
Yeah.
Did he ever tell you why they even call it Strange in the first place? Yes,
because he had a publishing company. Tech did back in the 90s, or he probably still has it. It was Strange backwards. So whatever that is, that's what the publishing company was. And so Tech told Travis, one day I want to do a label, but I want to call it Strange, and that's my publishing company backwards. It was called whatever Strange.
I cannot pronounce that word because I'm picturing it, but I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah. And for me, it because when I go places, and even me living in LA 22 years, when I tell people I'm from Kansas City, I say 6-7 times out of 10, they say, "Oh, Tech N9ne?"
Yeah.
Which is very, because I know how hard it is to make it out of here, and I knew how hard it was back then because I was a part of it, and so. To see when you understand business, then you're impressed.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you really, because some niggas here be hating. That nigga don't got the, he ain't got the streets and he the white people. I'm like, bruh, do you understand the commerce and the business behind what he's doing? He's touring globally. They doing millions in merch a year. So that's cool. You can have from 12th Street to 75th Street, from Troost over to Van Brunt. You can have that. He'll tell you, he gonna get the rest of the world.
But even if he doesn't, sorry, babe. But even if he doesn't give, which I'm sure he gives back, but even if he doesn't give back, he is still here. So tax dollars go to this city.
That's absolutely
true. With
true.
all of the merch that people buy and everything that people come to him for.
His merch is worldwide, but yes, exactly.
You see what
they
I
bring
mean?
the tax dollars they pay in Missouri, but not only that, he does give back. I mean, even getting, he's done stuff with the kids. He's done that, plenty of that. But like I said, if you think Tech literally tried to bring everybody from his neighbor, he brought all the Bloods with him. He brought all the Road Dogs, Big Scoob, Snug, Scatterman, Snug Brim, BG Bullet Wound, Cut Calhoun, all these niggas Bloods.
And they work with him.
Yes, he tried to put everybody on. You know what I mean?
And he could have left here if he wanted to, but he didn't.
He absolutely could have.
Still can. And you got to understand, I've never seen nobody practice diversity at the level that he does with the people that he worked with.
Yeah.
I think that's so dope.
Oh,
that's the part right there when you're able to cross over and really, still be able to influence the people without no prejudice. Yeah. That's different.
Yeah.
And you ain't seeing nobody. And I know he went through hell to make that happen. Yeah. But look how it looks now. When you see him, there is no. This man got something with Eminem, but then he got a whole bunch of people on this label that's all different walks of life, bro.
Yeah. One thing about me, I always say, man, no, I tolerate no tech slander. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. I can only tell you a few of Tech songs.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a fan, but I'm more a fan
of the person,
the work,
the accomplishment,
and then on top of that, Tech is a great dude.
Yeah.
He's a great dude.
You can tell.
I mean, he's not no fuck nigga. He's got great energy, great spirit. He always wants to help. He reaches back. He does features with artists. He don't charge them. He show up to your video, won't charge you. Have you, he's even let, shout out to Rob Lowe Star and Miss Cush.
Okay.
He just did a Chiefs thing with them, let them come out to Strange and shoot. So he's always staying tapped in with the younger generation and trying to, help them. So he does his part. So when people talk,
I'm not tolerating no dick, slander.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.